Hello folks, this is Scott with Dallas Paint Correction and Auto Detailing here in Dallas, Texas. I'm sitting inside. The last couple of days have been absolutely gorgeous, a lot of sun. In fact, yesterday almost got up to 90 degrees. And we've got some pretty nasty weather coming in, I think tonight and tomorrow, so I'm kind of happy about that. I get to rest for a day because the sun has bit me quite a bit over the last couple of days, so my bald little head can take a break from the sun for a day. That'd be great. The reason I'm making this video, I had one of my subscribers ask me, Scott, what do you use on dashboards? What kind of dressing do you use on dashboards for? I assume he's asking, when he said dressing, I'm assuming he's asking something that provides UV protection, maybe some gloss enhancement if that's important to you. Well, the reason why we're staring at this dashboard, might as well make this quick, right? Because this is boring. This is a 2005 Lincoln Navigator, happens to be mine. The reason why I'm having you look at this dashboard, how often, as a professional detailer, how often do you think I put a dressing on this dashboard? Take a look at that dashboard. Looks pretty good, right? It's always clean. That's never my issue. I typically keep it clean. Although I don't, it's not, I guess this is kind of my daily driver, but I don't use it every day. But anyway, this dashboard here, the reason why we're looking at it, the amount of times I've actually put any type of dressing on this or UV protection is extremely limited in the 12 years I've had it. It's always clean. The dashboard doesn't typically get any type of dressing, whether you want to use Meguiar's Hyper Dressing, you want to use some type of synthetic spray wax on it, Chemical Guys VRP, some type of plastic conditioner, whatever. I've never really put it on there. What I'll do sometimes is I'll test products before I use them in my customer's car on this dashboard, but it can go months. It can go almost a year without protection on this thing at all. And here in Dallas, Texas, the sun is incredibly brutal, and this of course is getting all beat up from the windshield. The sun comes through here and beats it up. I wanted to show my viewer that asked me that, how important is a dressing? Well, to me, I understand the facts. I understand also, we also have to remember, over the last 10 years, although this dashboard happens to be 12 years old, over the last 10 years, the plastics inside vehicles has incredibly gone up. Is that the way I want to say that? They've become more durable. They last longer. They're not prone to cracking like they were years ago. Not that it can't happen. It can. Entry-level cars, you can have some issues with it. But for the most part, over the last 10 years, and it's getting better and better every year we go by, the dashboards are getting less and less prone to breaking down and cracking. But I'm going to show you a couple different products that I would use for my customers. I may even do it on my car from time to time because I feel like doing it for whatever reason. And I'll show you them. I'll try to put one product here, one product there. I should have a tape line, but I just got home, took a shower, and kind of beat up and exhausted. And I said, this is an easy video to make for that viewer, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to set you down here. Just bear with me for a second. Sorry, let me see where we're at. Okay, so I'm going to tilt you up so you can at least see what I'm doing, right? That would be helpful. Okay, well, what I'm going to use first, this is a product that I use a lot on my customers' vehicles, which is Meguiar's Express Spray Wax. Yes, it's a wax. It's actually a sealant. Has no carnauba in it. It's safe on plastics, safe on trim. It doesn't stain it, doesn't make it white. Great on the outside of the vehicle, and you can use it on the inside of the vehicle as well. So what I'm going to do for this test is use several different microfiber applicating pads. And this is kind of a cool tip, guys. If you're looking for an applicator that you can use to apply any type of dressing on dashboards, I get this at the dollar store. 3 of them for $1. And I just used them on the interior of vehicles. These are great. After I clean, and if I want to dress the dashboards for my customers or any of the plastics around the car, these are great. So I just figured I'd give you a heads up on that. 3 of them for $1. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put Meguiar's synthetic spray wax over here. We'll have to remember which way we're going. I didn't put any tape up. I'll spray it into this applicator pad and then apply it to the dashboard. Let's see how it looks. Hopefully I don't make a mess. Okay, so I've got some Meguiar's synthetic spray wax on the applicator pad, and I'm just going to go in here and apply some on. Then I'll flip it over so I have a dry side to the microfiber and just kind of massage that into the plastic trim, if you will. Now, one thing I do like about Meguiar's synthetic spray wax, even using it inside the vehicle, it smells great. That's really nice. Now, I'll let that go ahead, and what I'll do is I'll take a microfiber towel and just knock it down a little bit. It's a little soupy. I think I put too much in that applicator pad. But we'll take a look at how the dashboard looks when I'm done. I'll put that, just knock it down a little bit, that's fine. Now, another one you can use is Meguiar's Hyper Dressing. I like this on plastics. This is diluted 4:1 for interior stuff. I'll put a little bit of that on it, and I'll do it next to it. Let's see if we get a nice 50-50. Apply the Meguiar's Hyper Dressing there. Kind of pick up after myself. Just want to pick up any excess product, knock it down a little bit. That's fine. And then we'll see if you guys can see any type of difference with this. Now, Meguiar's Hyper Dressing does have some UV protection. It's not a lot. Meguiar's told me it's got a little bit of protection in it. Now, on a retail level, Meguiar's Quick Wax, Shine As You Dry, this is perfectly fine, perfectly safe to use on interior plastics, won't hurt anything. I'll spray some into another different microfiber so we're not cross-contaminating. Put that on the pad, and then I'll put this on the next area of the dashboard, and let's see how that looks after we apply it. Now, the Quick Wax by Meguiar's on the retail level smells great as well. No issues with it staining plastic. It smells great. It's not obnoxious. I think it's a winner on a retail level to be able to provide some type of protection on the dashboard. Just knock all this down. And then the other thing I want to talk about, if you want, because most of the time Meguiar's Hyper Dressing, synthetic spray wax, and the Quick Wax on the retail level with Meguiar's, they're not going to provide a lot of gloss and shine. They are going to provide some UV protection if that's important for you. They also have a nice smell to it. Chemical Guys VRP, we use this a lot on the outside of the car. I'll use this on outside of trim. I'll use it on rubber tires. You can use it on the dashboard too. Let's try a little bit on there and let's see how this ends up looking like. And I'll do it over here left of the clock, and then we'll go in and take a look and see if you guys can see a difference with this stuff. I applied a little bit on the pad. That's, again, Chemical Guys VRP. I'll do it to the left of the clock. Kind of soak that into the dashboard. It's got UV protection according to Chemical Guys. We'll just have to trust them. Now, let that sit there, and we'll take a look at the dashboard now and see if you can see a difference on the dashboard. Here's the dashboard. This is where we applied Meguiar's synthetic spray wax. It's not super glossy. You can't even tell that it's on the surface of the dashboard, but it smells great. It's not super shiny, glossy. That's a winner to me when it comes to, you know, putting a dressing on my customers' dashboards or plastic. This one works really well. If we come over here, Meguiar's, this is where I applied Meguiar's Hyper Dressing. Even though I knocked it down, it's a little streaky. Hopefully that's showing up on the camera. I'd have to kind of be a little bit more diligent about how I knock it down. It's a little bit streaky. But once you get rid of that streakiness, there's really no difference between Meguiar's synthetic spray wax, maybe Hyper Dressing if you wanted to dilute it higher. At 3:1, 2:1 will give you more gloss or shine. I just noticed it on black trim. It can be a little streaky, or black dashboard, so you want to make sure you get that streakiness off the dashboard. Now, the next product we use was Meguiar's Quick Wax, which was applied right here on the edge of this dashboard. Again, it responds very much like Meguiar's spray wax over here. Very similar. They don't quite smell the same, but still, it's a nice smell inside the car. That's cool. That works well. Now over here is where I applied Chemical Guys VRP. That's a little bit more glossy. That could be an issue for some customers. It is an issue for me. I would not use Chemical Guys VRP on my own dashboard, even though it has UV protection, because it's too glossy, it's too shiny for me. When the sun is beating through this glass, I don't want that glare bouncing back into my eyes when I'm driving. But one of the things that's nice about Chemical Guys VRP, and I'll kind of bring another product in too, that might be helpful for you when you're working on an old dashboard that has become incredibly worn after cleaning it. It's all faded. Chemical Guys VRP is a nice way to bring that black back and kind of, you know, hide or mask that white look on the dashboard if it's really faded. But here's another product that I like to use on dashboards if they've gotten really bad, and it's this Stoner Trim Shine. You can actually use this. This is kind of like an emergency situation when you have dashboards that are really hammered on old vehicles. You can spray this on areas, especially on black dashboards and black plastic trim. I know it's meant for the outside, but if you come across a dashboard that's really hammered, nobody's taking care of it, it's older than 10 or 15 years old, or maybe it's an economy level entry dashboard and it's just started to fall apart and get really white and crack, and no matter what dressing you put on it, it just always looks faded. You can use this in emergencies. You can use this on those areas there to be able to kind of mask or hide that for a period of time. Again, I would not use this on the inside of my car all over the place. It's an aerosol. When you're using it, the gases that are in the can, you don't want to be around it. You don't want to be breathing it. But a great product if you come across a dashboard that's really hammered and hasn't been maintained well. And what will happen is maybe parts of the dashboard look great. You guys can see that. That's the Meguiar's spray wax. And we get over here to the hyper dressing. A little streaky. I got to take care of that. Actually, I'm going to get rid of all of this. Then there's the quick wax side. That's cool. And then Chemical Guys VRP. A little glossier and shinier there. If that's the look you're looking for, you can go that way. Or you can knock it down even more so it's not as glossy. But that Trim Shine by Stoner is great. It's a very rare case if you come across a dashboard that's been really neglected or really hammered by the sun, and say, you know, let's say 80% of the dashboard looks great, and then all of a sudden you get over there and you're like, holy crap, how am I going to take care of this for my customer? You know, they don't want to pay for some type of trim restoration or whatever, maybe use like G-Technic C4 or something. You can spray it with Stoner Trim Shine. It can kind of mask it for a while, and some people are just happy with that, especially with black dashboards. Now, again, a big point of this video is as we go into 2018, 2019, 2020, I have a feeling that car manufacturers are really starting to up their game. Higher quality products or higher quality, better made plastics for dashboards. We're probably going to be seeing less and less issues with them breaking down from the sun. So it'll be interesting to see how important it will be in several years from now if we actually have to dress these things at all. But there you go. That's my 2005 Lincoln Navigator. Never really doesn't get any type of dressings put on them or UV protection. Looks good over there, right? Keeping it clean is very important as well. Keeping it clean is vital to, holding on to the integrity of the plastic or the dashboard. So that's an important point as well. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's starting to get so hot inside this car, I got to step out. I love you all. Thank you. Hope that helps that subscriber that asked me about what dressings do I use. Meguiar Synthetic Spray Wax is great for me. I'll use this a lot inside my customers' cars. It's not glossy. It's not shiny. It does leave a nice UV protection on the car. It also smells great within the vehicle, which is an added bonus as well. All right, guys, take care. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Bye.